Next on Watch the Damn Tape, we're going to go over that Maryland South Carolina Gamecock game. It was a battle. Next. Welcome to Watch the Damn Tape. I'm the Beat Chef. Hit that like, that share, that subscribe button. Hit that bell to get notified when I drop my next video. New subscribers, welcome. I hope you enjoy the show. Old subscribers, thank you for helping me build this platform and continue to push me to make this content. That Gamecock Maryland game went down to the very end, and it could have been anybody's game. South Carolina gets the win 71-67. Dawn Staley had to coach this game. And Dawn Staley got two things going for her. She got Chloe Kitts and she has Milaysia Fulwiley. If she didn't have Milaysia Fulwiley, they lose this game. If Milaysia doesn't play her game, they lose this game. Milaysia was 9 of 17, had 23 points, had 3 assists, 5 rebounds. Milaysia Fulwiley and Hannah Hidalgo are two of the most relentless women I've ever seen play basketball. And you would think in their heads, they both have that Iverson chip. And that Iverson chip, Allen Iverson played like he was 6'9". These two ladies play like they are 6'5", and they're about to dunk. And they're just relentlessly gonna go to the hole, and they're gonna challenge you. And Fulwiley does it better than most any guard in the country. She will split your defense, and she will go in the land of trees. And she's so athletic with her hang time. When you go up for her shot, she hasn't even shot it yet. So when you're coming down, she's going up, and she'll make a layup amongst players that are much taller than her. And she did it time and time again on Friday night. It was a thing to watch. Chloe Kitts started the scoring out early, had 10 points early, and then kind of just disappeared. Led the break, had 11 rebounds. She's real athletic. She's gonna be real nice in the pro game, and as her game evolves, you can see she's got the total package. She'll be kind of like Asia Wilson. It's almost like South Carolina gets these specific. Dawn Staley gets these specific bigs that are extremely athletic, can dribble, and just look like big guards. And that's what Chloe Kitts. I think that's what Chloe Kitts is gonna end up being. This was a. They shot poor. They shot 38%. Maryland didn't shoot much better. They shot 39%. Both of them needed to stop shooting threes. There was possessions where South Carolina would just come down and just fire it up. And you could see Dawn Staley going nuts, especially in the fourth quarter. It was about 2 minutes left. There was a bad play. I think Milaysia had came down and fired up a three, and it just clanked. And Maryland went down and scored. They got the ball back. Dawn said something to him. She said something, and it just changed the game. And they really just locked in with the defense. She was in Joyce Edwards' butt all game. Joyce played 19 minutes and only had 6 points. Fagan, 7 points. Tiana Pow had a bad game too. 1 of 8, only had 2 points. Bree Hall, who's been real consistent, she shot 1 of 5, only had 4 points. Even Tessa Johnson didn't have a great game. But the one thing I do love about South Carolina, they everybody hooping. Everybody hooping. You look at that. You look at that box score. Everybody on the team is going to play, and that's the one thing I don't like about college sports. That's my minor gripe with college sports. Why are you on the damn roster if you ain't gonna play? You see a bunch of people in street clothes. I just don't get it. But that's one thing about South Carolina. The starting five is talented, and the bench is a starting five in most schools around the country, which is crazy, which is a shout out to T.U.S.S.L.E and her recruiting power and her draw power of getting these elite players to come to South Carolina. That roster is littered with McDonald's high school All-Americans. Milaysia Fulwiley could easily go to any school in the country and be a starting guard, and she's coming off the bench at this team. So I'm going to do a video later. This transfer portal stuff is getting nuts and getting out of control. She needs to do everything she can to keep Fulwiley there. And I wouldn't be surprised if Taniyah Latson ends up on South Carolina. She has a relationship, a history with Fulwiley, going back to high school. I wouldn't be surprised if she's there. But this was an interesting game. Maryland's got some dogs. Maryland's got some dogs. That Michael, she can hoop. 36. They played heavy minutes too. They didn't play a lot of players. Heavy minutes. 36 minutes. 39 minutes. And it's like, can you get some contribution? They had a lot of towel holders on that team. And one thing about this tournament, as you get deeper into the tournament and get closer to the Sweet 16, the Sweet 16 is about that sweet spot where fatigue starts setting in, and you really saw it. I mean, you can see it in the shooting. Cheyenne Sellers was 3 of 11, only had 10 points. Biasu, 12 points, 5 of 11. There wasn't a lot of contributions from the other players. And there wasn't nobody on the bench for Maryland that just could come in and just really spark a run. And that's what caused them. That's what cost them this game ultimately, was just South Carolina's depth. You got, man, it's a battle of attrition when you get to the Sweet 16. I understand players, the starters are going to play heavy minutes, but damn, you gotta get some contributions from your bench. And Maryland just couldn't do it. You just can't rely on Cheyenne to carry the load. And it came out this game. They had a couple people in double figures, but overall, not enough game to beat South Carolina. And the way y'all shot, the way they shot, Dowsey 1 of 8. I mean, come on, man. 3 of 11. I mean, like I said, Sellers, even Mike 6 of 17. I mean, she was their leading scorer, and she wasn't a starter. So I mean, Maryland's starters just didn't show up this game, and when they did get a small contribution from the bench, it wasn't. You gotta play your A game going up against South Carolina with 2 starting fives. I'm sorry, 2 starting fives. You're gonna have to get solid contributions from your starters, and you're going to have to get the bench help. So today, they got a little bench help, but not much from their starters. And that's what cost them in the end, ultimately. But shout out to T.U.S.S.L.E. This was the second game in a row that they were tested. They're going to get tested Monday. That Duke team can play defense and can score. I'll be reviewing them shortly, but South Carolina's going to have to get it together if they're going to make it to the Final Four. Duke's not going to be an easy out. Duke's bench will play, and they have enough size to handle what South Carolina has coming off their bench. But I'd love to know your thoughts on the game. Did you watch the game? What did you think? Let me know in the comments, and until next time, folks, peace.